In the spirit of my show, Subeg's Garden, and for being the first episode of 2023, I kind of wanted to do something a little different. I see a lot of people doing their top 10 lists and all that, and I kind of wanted to do that, but knowing me, I kind of just do what I do. So in today's episode, in episode number 23, I'm going to be covering all the games that I've played in the year 2023, and I have all the games kind of separated into groups. So there's no segments today, but I have the game separated into groups, and I believe in total there is 56 games. And as you guys can see, y'all can see my spreadsheet as well in the video. But let's just go through the games one by one. I feel like it'd be a good thought experiment to just kind of riff and just go off the top. So I do have a little segment in my spreadsheet that says thoughts on the game, but I haven't written nothing for it. So all the thoughts of the games that I have, they're going to be off the top of my head. And let's get to it. So the first group of games is the ones that I did not complete and I retired. The first game that I'm going to be talking about is Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. This is developed by Team Ninja. It was released on all platforms on March 3rd, 2023, so this year. I did not complete this game. I did retire this game, but if like one of my friends asks me to play this game with them, then I won't mind just jumping right back into the game. I completed, I didn't actually explain this properly. So, and for each game, I have the dev, the release date, the day I completed the game, and like my status of the game, the platform of the game, the trophies, achievements, and hours that I spent in the game, and and then I'm going to say how I felt about the game. So the first game that I have is Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. This is developed by Team Ninja. It's on all platforms, so it came out March 3rd, 2023. Did not complete it, as I said. 17% achievements, 270 Gs, 11 hours spent in the game. My thoughts on the game are, I guess I could describe it. It's kind of like Sekiro, if you know that game, but it's very dumbed down Sekiro, I would say. It's not as complex as that game. And it's like Sekiro with co-op. So it's like dumbed down Sekiro with co-op. It's cool. It's fun. The first boss is really hard, and you do have to complete the first boss to unlock co-op. And I have asked some of my friends to do it when it first came out, and they didn't do it. So it is what it is. But the game is cool. The game was fun. It wasn't intriguing enough for me to continue on playing, but the main draw of the game is the deflections. It is hard, so it's kind of like a Souls-like, you could say, but the main draw of the game is the deflection. So it's like when the enemies attack you, you have to deflect those attacks, and that's kind of how you build up like a posture meter or whatever. But it was cool. The game was fun. I played it on the Xbox Series X. I played it through Games Pass, so shout out to Games Pass. And that's one thing that y'all will probably know while listening to this episode, is that a lot of these games that I've played on Games Pass, like I didn't spend too much time with them, but that's a cool thing. Like I didn't buy the game, so I could just jump in, play as much as I want, and then jump out. Second game, Ghostwire Tokyo. This one's developed by Tango Gameworks. The initial release date of this was March 25th, 2022. So last year, it came out on PlayStation and PC. And then this year, it came out on Xbox. Or last year, it came out on Xbox. Jesus Christ, we're in 2024. Oh, fuck me. So Ghostwire Tokyo came out in 2022 initially, and then the next year it came out on the Xbox. I did not complete this game. I retired it. I played this on Series X and PC through Games Pass. Completed 17% of the achievements. I had 195 Gs, and the total amount of time I spent in the game was 14 hours. So this one's cool. This one's open world. It's an open world, kind of like a first-person shooter, but you don't have no guns, you have powers, and the powers are like with your hands and fingers and stuff like that. So it's pretty much like an open world first person shooter, but your powers are your fingers, and it's magic based. It's pretty cool. It wasn't too intriguing for me to continue playing it. The world is very empty. That's the one thing I remember when I played it, and I played primarily on my PC, and it was stuttering really bad on the PC, so I don't know if that's the place to play it. I feel like probably on the console is your best bet, Series X or the PS5. But yeah, that's Ghostwire Tokyo. It's an open world game. It's very like Ubisoft structured, so you have to like find the towers. Once you complete the towers, then the little segment of the map kind of opens up. It reveals like what you can, like all the little side stuff that you can do with it, and it unlocks a fast travel point as well. So it's very like simple and basic fare, but it's really the setting that is unique, and it takes place in Tokyo. It's a cool game. The next game that I have is Need for Speed Unbound. So this one is developed by Criterion. This one came out on all platforms November 29th, 2022. I did not complete this game. I retired this game. I played it on Series X through Games Pass. The amount of achievements I got 150 Gs, around 15%. I spent around 9 hours in the game. This one is cool. I was playing this game in preparation for Forza, really, just to kind of like have a racing game to play. And it was cool that it was on Games Pass, of course. The graphics are really cool. The main thing about this game is that it's very stylized. Like when you're drifting and your wheels are spinning and the smoke is coming out, like the smoke is very like cartoony. It's very stylized. It's not realistic. So that's the main thing. And then also the characters are also like animated like a cartoon or an anime. It's not real people or CGI. It's not realistic is what I'm trying to say. So that's the main draw of this game, and that's what makes it different from other racing games. And it's also open world. The main thing that I didn't like about this game was the quest or like the racing structure. It was like a daily thing. Like you had to go back, like you reported to like a garage or whatever, and then you would go out and set like you would do some races and stuff, and then you would come back and then you would finish the night, and then you would move on to the next day. So I remember like that being like something I didn't really like about the game. But it's really fun racer. It's arcadey, so it's not realistic. It's Need for Speed, you know. Y'all know Need for Speed. I'm pretty sure. So the next game I got is Lies of P. This one is developed by NeoWiz and Round 8 Studios. I don't know who's the developer and who's the publisher, but I think one or the other. This one came out on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Came out on September 18th, 2023. I did not complete this game. I retired it. I played this on Series X and PC through Games Pass. I retire most Souls games that I play. I usually do not complete any Souls games. I got 6% of the achievements, 60 Gs, around 4 hours in. I would say the main draw of this game is the setting and like the characters. So if you guys don't know, Lies of P is based off of Pinocchio and that IP. So you play as Pinocchio. That's pretty cool, but I don't really complete Souls games, but I did check it out. It was on Games Pass. So the next game that I have is Octopath Traveler 2. This one is developed by Acquire and Square Enix publishes it. It came out on Switch, PlayStation, and PC February 24th, 2023. I did not complete this game. Or I played it on Switch, I'm sorry. And then I put around 20 hours into it. So this is the first time I'm going to gripe about this, but the Switch doesn't really keep track of the games that you've played all that well. And that was the one unfortunate thing about my research on the Switch. So that's why I just have kind of like a estimate of how much I've played. But I've played around 20 hours. This one's cool because this one's a turn-based RPG. So it's like old school. The main draw of this game is its art style. Its art style is described as HD 2D. And your characters are like pixelated, but you're in like a 3D world. It's a very beautiful game, and it's very cozy. I'd say that's like the main thing that I could say about the game. That's very cozy when you're playing it. But the main thing that I didn't like about the game was, let me start by saying this. So you start off picking one of the characters in this game, and then once you get that character, you play its first chapter, his or her first chapter, and then you go onto the world. You can either go to the second chapter of your character, or you can go find the other characters and then do their stories. But the thing that I didn't like about the game is that each character kind of is like very separate from each other. Their stories don't really overlap all that much. But I didn't play too much of this game. I did only put 20 hours. I did get all the characters, I believe. I'm pretty sure I got all 8 characters. But yeah, that's kind of when I stopped playing it because I got all 8 and I was just like damn. It was cool. It has very interesting characters. The story, each character's story was interesting. But the thing that I hate is that's like you complete the chapter and then it'll say like, oh, you can do the chapter 2 and like level when you're level 20, and then when you complete the chapter 1 you're like level like 6 or 7. So it's just like damn, it's like you might as well just go and get all the other characters and stuff and level up. So it's just like, I don't know. But I did not complete this game and I did retire it, but that was Octopath Traveler 2. The next one I got is Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. This one is developed by Monolith Production. There's gonna be 2 monoliths in this episode, but this one's developed by Monolith Productions. This came out on Xbox 360 and PS3 and PS4 and PC and Xbox One. It came out in September 30th, 2014. I did not complete this game. I definitely did retire this game. I played this one on PC. Put around 8.4 hours. I put exactly 8.4 hours into this. Earned 14 out of 74 achievements and earned 19% of the achievements. Played this one on Steam, and this one is cool because the combat is like the Batman games, the Arkham games, or if you've played like Mad Max or something like that, the combat is very similar to that. But the main reason why I stopped playing this game was because this is actually it's a really dumb reason, but I can't play this game at like full screen 4K on my monitor that I'm playing on. So it's the main reason why I retired it. It is an old game, and I could fix it, but I didn't fix it. So it's cool. I put around 8.4 hours into it. You know, it was fun. Like I said, the combat is like Batman. The main draw of this game is the Nemesis system. So they give you like a group of like a select few of like special enemies to go after and stuff like that. It's cool because if you get defeated by them, then they kind of move up the chains, and then they also like start like coming after you, and they start just showing up randomly too. So like while you're fighting, they just start showing up randomly and shit. Like I said, I didn't complete it. It was starting to become very just like repetitive as well, and the world wasn't super interesting to traverse. It was very like boring, but I am thinking about playing the sequel to this game, so I might play that someday. But that is Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. It's cool. The next game I have is Death Stranding. This one is developed by Kojima Productions. The initial release date, I believe, was in 2019. I forgot the date, November something, but I played the PS5 Director's Cut, which came out in September 23rd, 2021. I did not complete this game. It's on pause. I played this game on the PS5. I earned 7% of the trophies, and I have like less than 5 hours in the game. So the main draw of this game is it's like I wouldn't say this is a draw. I would actually say a lot of people talk shit on this game for the fact that it's like a delivery man simulator type of game. But if you ask Kojima, he would tell you that it's a strand game, whatever the fuck that means. But you kind of just traverse the world. You're just delivering packages. The graphics are really gorgeous, and this game runs at a really solid 60 FPS. And the engine I believe it's on is Decima, which is the same engine that Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West are on. So the games are graphically somewhat similar, I would say. And I don't really have a real reason as to why I have this game like on pause, but yeah, it's just on pause. Oh, I'm actually in the next segment. This is on pause and possible retirement. So the next game I have is Sea of Stars. This one is developed by Sabotage Games. It came out on all platforms on August 29th, 2023. I did not complete this game. It is on possible retirement because the story kind of lost me. I did play this on Series X and on PC through Games Pass. I got 16% of the achievements. I got around 155 Gs. So I think I have around 15 hours of game time, but when I look on my Xbox, it says that I have like 2 days worth of game time in it, and that's capped. So I think the game time is bugged for me. But this one's cool because the art style is really it's a gorgeous looking game. It's like it's not 2D HD. It is just like pixel art through and through. It's kind of like isometric. It's a turn-based RPG, but it's like an active turn-based RPG. So it's like whenever you press your attack, you actually have to press the button inputs at the right time to get the maximum effect for the attack. So that's like the main draw of the game. So it's like active turn-based. It's cool. The gameplay is kind of like Mario RPG. So if anyone's played the Super Mario RPG, then the gameplay is like Sea of Stars. This game's cool, but like I said, the story kind of lost me. Like, I forgot what we went to, like this like water world or something like that, and they were telling me to find like some fucking fish or something like that. I don't know. I was just like, what the fuck's going on? And I just kind of stopped playing it. The next game I have on the did not complete and on possible retirement is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. So this one's developed by Monolith Soft, so not Monolith Production. This one's developed by Monolith Soft. Originally, it came out on the Wii, I believe in like 20... Let me look it up real quick, actually. Oh, the Wii Shop, the eShop. So it originally released in 2010, but the Definitive Edition released in May of 29th, 2020. So as I've stated, this is on possible retirement. I did put around 15 hours into this game. I did play this on the Switch. So this is on possible retirement because I haven't played it in a minute, and if I go back to it, I know I'll like completely forgotten what I've done. So that's the main reason why it's on possible retirement. I also wasn't, I don't know how to say this, like I wasn't super in love with the game and its characters. I know I didn't give it too much time because it is an RPG. Well, I only put around 15 hours. But I wasn't in love with what was going on, and the side quests just were really like a detractor for me. But the game is an RPG. It's a huge almost like an open world scale RPG. And you kind of just play as this character who has like the power. He has like the sword. The sword is giving him his powers and stuff like that. And yeah, you just kind of play through the tale and stuff. And I didn't get too far into it, and I don't really remember what the fuck is going on. So shit, let me move on. So the next game I have is Ryse Son of Rome. This one is developed by Crytek. It originally came out on Xbox One and PC. I believe it came out on PC the year after, but it was a Xbox One launch title. It came out on Jesus Christ. It came out on November 22, 2013. So I played this on PC and specifically on Steam. I put 4.7 hours into the game. I got 18 out of 73 achievements and earned around 25% of them. So this game got a lot of hate when it first came out, and like I vividly remember that. But I believe that this game, like, it's not bad. It's not a bad game at all. It's actually pretty fun. It's really simple. It is a brawler. It is somewhat like the Arkham games as well. But what happens is when like you get like this moment where you can just do this like pretty much insta kills on these enemies. And it's pretty much just like quick time event. That's all it is. It's just a quick time event. You just press a button, he just kills them and stuff. So it's a really easy game. And I remember when playing it, I was like racking up combos. But the main reason why I'm thinking about retiring this game is like it's not super intriguing. I kind of did I was kind of like just losing interest. I was just kind of going to each fight and just fighting, like I didn't really give a fuck what was going on and stuff like that. But it still graphically holds up, and it's still a gorgeous game. But like I said, it's cool, and I know people want a sequel to this game, but I don't think that's happening. All right, so the next group of games that I have are the ones that I did not complete, and the ones that are on pause, the ones that I most likely will come back to. So the first one I have here is Hogwarts Legacy. This one is developed by Avalanche. It came out on February 10th, 2023. Came out on all platforms, Xbox, PC, PlayStation, and I think it's even on Switch now too. But I did not complete this game. It is on pause. Played this on PS5. I have 10% of the trophies, and I have around 10 hours in the game. So this one, of course, it's in the Harry Potter universe. So that's the main draw of Hogwarts Legacy. And this one is cool because it's an open world. You know, you're finally in the open world of Harry Potter. But the setting it takes place in, I believe it takes place in the late 1800s or the early 1900s. So it takes place like a while ago. So it's not like a modern game. Or the setting isn't modern, you know. It's not like Hogwarts now. It's Hogwarts back then. But it's cool. It's an interesting game. The Hogwarts itself is like really lovingly recreated. And there's so many different rooms and stuff to go into. Like you can get lost real easily in Hogwarts itself. But I would say once you kind of go into the open world, that's when it kind of lost me, to be honest. Because then it just becomes very just, you know, like fetch quest driven. It's very like typical fare. It's almost like a Ubisoft game. They do try to do some like cool experiments with it. Like they add some shrine thing elements from like Tears of the Breath of the Wild. They add some shrine elements, or they add some puzzles in the world that you just kind of have to solve. You have to figure out which spells and stuff to use to solve the puzzles. But this one I will probably go back to just because I really do love Harry Potter. And I do have it downloaded on my console. So, yeah, this one I'll probably go back to eventually. But it's just open world. It's cool. You get a broom eventually. I did get the broom. And I believe I have almost like 70% of the spells. So I was getting to a point where I was unlocking a lot of it. But I just kind of stopped playing it. It kind of like lost my interest. Like I said, like once the game puts you into the open world, I kind of like lost interest into it. But Hogsmeade is cool too. It lets you explore Hogsmeade. The next game is OG Resident Evil 4. So this one is developed by Capcom. It originally was only on GameCube, but then they later ported it to fucking everything. And I played the remastered version of it, so the one that came out on PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox One, and Switch. And that one came out on August 29th, 2016. I did not complete this game, as I said. It's on pause. I played this on the PS5. I got 21% of the trophies, and I put around 4 hours into the game. I believe I was like halfway through. If you guys know me, you'll know that I'm really bad with horror games. Like, I really can't play horror games. I'm low-key like a puss. So, it's when it comes to scary games. And that's why I kind of stopped playing this game. But I do plan on beating it. Y'all know Resident Evil. They fucking remade Resident Evil 4 this year. So, y'all know. It's Leon. He's traversing fucking this mansion. He has to save a girl. It's cool. And it's still held up. Like, when I was playing the OG version, the 2005 version, it didn't feel like too out of date. It didn't feel outdated. It's still held up as a game, so that's cool. Next game I have is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So this one is released by Capcom. I played the HD re-release, so the re-release came out on December 9th, 2014. This one is on pause. I played it on Series X, but it is on Games Pass. I have around 4% of the achievements, 40 Gs. I have around 10 hours in the game. Only did the first one. I think I'm on the second case. It's cool. I'm going to go back to it because I do want to play more visual novel games. But that's what it is. It's a visual novel game. You are solving crimes. You have to go to the crime scenes. You have to talk to all the characters that are there. You have to investigate the crime scene. It's cool. It's actually a really interesting game, and it's really well written too. There's no voice acting, so you have to read. Next game, Exoprimal. This one is developed by Capcom. This one came out on all platforms, so PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. It came out in July 14th, 2023. Played it on Series X and PC through Games Pass. And this one did come out day one on Games Pass. I have 41% of the achievements in this game, 410 Gs, around 14 hours played. So this one is an interesting game. Also another game that got a lot of hate. Exoprimal is this game where you play as a team and you can either choose to face other teams or you can just face the computer, I guess. And it's a very hard game to describe because you're fighting dinosaurs, but you're fighting dinosaurs as a team, but it's also kind of like Overwatch. I feel like it got a lot of hate just because it's like it's supposed to be like a live service game, but this one, it does have you can finish it though, which is cool. But I don't know why this game got a lot of hate. It's probably just got a lot of hate because it fucking came out on Games Pass. But this one is fun. Like each character was different. You can play like a tank character. You can play like a support character. You can play like a damage dealer. You can play all different types of characters. It's really cool. And I feel like it's a game that I will eventually go back to because I actually played it with some friends, you know, like shout out to Quentin, shout out to Julian, shout out to fucking Timmy. They actually wanted to fucking play this game, so it was cool. And it's cool because it was on Games Pass. You know, you can't knock it. Like all you have to do is download the fucking game and you play it. If you enjoy it, you keep on playing it. It's no big deal. But it is on pause. It's fun. It is team based. It is round based. It's cool. PvP or PvE. The story is really dumb though. So the next game is Jusant. This one is developed by Don't Nod. It came out on all of the current gen platforms on October 30th, 2023. This one is on pause. Played it on Series X through Games Pass. The cool thing, alright, I earned 120 Gs, so 12% of the achievements. I have less than 2 hours in the game, and this one's really short, so if I just played it for like 2 or 3 more hours, I probably would have beat it. But the cool thing about this game is that this is an Unreal Engine 5 game. So this and another game are Unreal Engine 5 games. And it's really just a climbing simulator, but it's a really like active climbing simulator. You're not just climbing on rocks. You got to actually like think about what you're doing and think about where you're going and stuff like that. The story is really simple and basic, but it seems like it doesn't want to get in your way. So that's the main thing that I think that the story is trying to do, is that it's not trying to get in your way. It just wants you to explore the world that they created. Yeah, this one's cool. Like I said, the main reason why I played this game was it's because it was on Games Pass and because it was Unreal Engine 5. But yeah, it's a third-person kind of climbing simulator. It's very simple art style. It's not realistic. It's cool. Next game is Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. This one is developed by Ryu Gagatoku, or RGG Studios. Came out on all platforms November 8th, 2023. This one I played on Series X through Games Pass. I earned 6% of the achievements, so that's 60 Gs. I had around 11 hours into the game. This one kind of takes you back to the old school Yakuza beat 'em up days. So not what Like a Dragon's trying to do, but like what Yakuza 0 through 6 and then Judgment also was trying to do. And it's cool because it gives you like the different fighting styles and stuff like that. And it also takes place between Like a Dragon and Yakuza Infinite, the new one that's coming out. So that's a cool thing. And it kind of explains like what was happening to Kiryu in between the time of the next game that they're releasing and Like a Dragon. And yeah, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's like typical Yakuza fare if you play the old beat 'em up games. The story was intriguing. I am going to go back to this game, but the reason why I paused this game was because I kind of was toying around with the idea of playing all the older Yakuza games, like the ones that I didn't complete. So the ones that I did play are Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1 and 2. I didn't play Yakuza 3 through 6, and I played very little bit of Like a Dragon. I probably played like 15 hours worth of that game. So I did not complete that game either. But like I said, I was toying around with the idea of like going through each of the games. And I even started with Yakuza 3 this year, but I got very quickly bored of that fucking game. So then when Like a Dragon Gaiden came out, I jumped in. It was very fun, but you know, this is just another one that I have to get back to. So the last one that I have on pause is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This one is developed by HAL Laboratory. Came out on the Switch in March of 25th, 2022. and I played it on the Switch, of course. I put around 5 to 6 hours into this game, which put me roughly around halfway, I believe. I unlocked the second part of like the hub world that I was in. And this one is cool because it's a platformer. It's the first time it's really the first time Kirby got like a real like chance in the spotlight. You know, they've given him 2D games. They've given him these yarn games and stuff like that, like cool different types of art styles. But this is the first time they like put him into 3D. Finally, they finally gave him like a mainline game, like a 3D mainline. I don't know if there even ever was one, but I believe this one is made by the same team that made Mario Odyssey, and it is very similar to Mario Odyssey. It's level based. In each level, you collect those little I forgot what they're Waddle Dees. You collect the Waddle Dees. You gotta collect all the Waddle Dees in each level. like you find like hidden Waddle Dees or whatever, and then at the end they give you like the main one. They pretty much act as like stars. But it's cool because Kirby can suck up anything. Kirby can suck up anything and turn into it. And that's like the main draw of the game. Like Kirby can turn into a car, or Kirby can turn into a cone, or Kirby can turn into a fucking like a water fountain or whatever. Like that's the cool thing about the game. And this one is one that I'm gonna go back to. And I actually dropped this game for a reason. Because Mario Wonder came out, but that's for later on in this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying this actually, because this is very different from what I've been doing previously. The next game I have on the list, and this one starts the very short group of games that I have on that did not complete, and I actually have a specific reason why I didn't complete the game. So the first one is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This one is developed by Nintendo EPD. Came out on the Switch. It came out May 12th, 2023. I played this game for around like 10 hours. At least that's what my Switch clock told me. And the main reason why I did not complete this game, and it's very simple. The game, it does not run that well. When you use your fucking Ultra Hand abilities, the game runs like at 20 frames per second. And it's bad. And if I'm going to play a game, I'm going to play a game that at least runs at a stable 30. I'm not going to play a game that runs at an unstable 30 FPS. So for this one, I'm waiting for the successor to the Switch to come out. To play the upgraded version of this game, I want to play it at 60 FPS. Play it as the highest fidelity that console can push it to, probably 1080p. But yeah, I want to play Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on the next Switch. The next game I have is Final Fantasy 16. I actually had a kind of a whole episode about this game because I did put a lot of time into this game. But this one is made by Square Enix Business Unit 13, or not 13, Business Division Unit 3, I think. I think their name. Came out in June 22nd, 2023. Came out exclusively on the PS5. I have around 17% of the trophies, and I put around 24 hours into the game, I believe. The main reason why I did not complete this game is I don't want to play this game at 30 FPS, and I don't want to play this game at an unstable 60 FPS. So I'm hoping to God that they're going to put out a potential 40 FPS patch, or if not, then I'm hoping for it to get either ported to the Xbox or PC to see how it's like on there to continue playing this game. If not that, then I'll just suck it up and play it at the 30 FPS. But yeah, that is the reason why I did not complete this game. But it's very good. It's a character action game. I pretty much have a whole episode about this game, so y'all can just go watch that one. All right, this group of games that I've played last year. So this group of games I have are the shrug emojis. These games I can't really quantify, like even how to beat the games. You know what I'm saying? Like you can put like a point where it's done, but like it's hard to quantify. The first game I have is Forza Motorsport. Oh, wait. No, I lied. The first game I have is Gran Turismo 7. This one is developed by Polyphony. This came out in March 4th, 2022 on the PS5 and the PS4. So this one is a shrug emoji because I completed the menu books, which I considered like the campaign of the game. There's just so much to the game, so it's just kind of like how do you even quantify like beating Gran Turismo? But I did get 70% of the trophies. I think I put around like 70 hours into the game. This one I didn't go to the console and check, so I have a range, so 60 to 80 hours. But I did put around something like that. Simulation racing. So this game represents my mark into going into simulation racing as a genre, really playing it, really diving into it. Because before this, I really didn't play any simulation racing games. The only other racing games I've played before playing Gran Turismo 7 was Forza Horizon, which is open world arcade, old Need for Speed games, and Mario Karts. So it's kind of like I never really played a sim racing game. But when I played Gran Turismo 7, it took me a minute to really get used to it. But once it kind of got its hooks into me, like I really started feeling the game, you know. It's really fun driving. That's something that I'm learning. Like I love driving, but since I've like kind of low-key done it as a job for a while, it's kind of annoying, but I love driving fast. I love feeling the power of the car. And that's what the sim racing genre kind of does. Like it lets you feel like the power of the car. And like when you're going fast, you really do feel fast. And the main draw of the game, like I said, is it's simulation racing. You're in the car. It feels real. When you're next to another driver, you can literally turn the camera and see them in real time while you're doing it. Like it looks real. You can look into if you're in the cockpit view, you can look into the rear view mirrors, and they actually work like legit. When you're, zipping through the lines of the track, when you're using the draft of the other cars, you're gaining momentum, you're passing up cars, it feels really good. When you're tuning your cars and you're making them better, you start them off and they kind of feel like shit, they feel like trash, they feel very basic, and then you kind of play with them, or you can just like spend points with them. You feel the car getting better. I really did love my time with Gran Turismo 7, and the main reason why I even played it a little bit this year was because I was getting myself ready for Forza Motorsport. And I wanted to compare them, I wanted to see how they were compared to each other. But yeah, that is Gran Turismo 7. The next one I have is Forza Motorsport. I finally am talking about this one again. I do have a whole episode about this game, so if y'all want to go check that out, I did kind of review it. I did call it a review, but I didn't complete this game. And like I said, I consider this like a shrug emoji because Turn 10's going to continue working on this game probably until the next generation of consoles comes out for Xbox. And then they're probably going to put out the next one then. But this one's really good. It's also, like I said, simulation racing. I would say this one is way more friendly to beginners than Gran Turismo 7 is, in my opinion. It's way easier to just jump in. It gets you like good cars. It gives you fast races really fast, really quickly. You can go in and, test out any of the cars. You don't really have to pay for the cars to try them out. When you play online, it's really easy. You just join races and stuff. I will say the main negative I have about Forza Motorsport is it's kind of just random on if the game will penalize you for doing what you do. But it's a gorgeous game. I did play this one on the Series X. I tried this one on the PC just for a little bit, but it did not run well on my PC, so I just continued playing on Series X. Looked good, ran great. Check it out through Games Pass. The next game I have is Vampire Survivor. This game is developed by one person. I believe the developer is Ponkel. Initial release date was December 21st, 2021. Played this one on Series X through Games Pass, but I think this game's only like fucking a few dollars, so it's not that expensive of a game. I have 37% of the achievements, 550 Gs. I have around 19 hours in this game. This one is very simple. You just pick a character, you just move them around, you dodge enemies on the map. Your character automatically attacks. You don't have to do anything other than just move your character and navigate the enemies. It's really simple, but it's really addictive. Yeah, this one is cool. You know, like it's very simple. It's very addictive. You can pick your power ups as you level up. So you kill the enemies, they drop like a little orb. You pick them up, it levels you up, and then yeah, it's a very simple game. It's very cool. Next one I have is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. So this game also represents me jumping into a new genre of games that I didn't really play before. It's funny that I started off with this one, but this one is developed by CyberConnect 2. It came out, I believe this one is a remake or a remaster of the original game, which came out in 2013. But this remake or remaster came out in September 1st of 2022. I played this on Series X through Games Pass. I earned 46% of the achievements, 465 Gs. It only took me like 4 hours to do that. So it was really easy to get those achievements. But this one is, like I said, it's a fighting game. It's on like a 3D plane, kind of like Tekken. So it's more like Tekken than it is like Street Fighter. But yeah, I don't have much to say. It's really easy to get 400 achievement points if you want to try it out yourself. The next one I have is Guilty Gear Strive. This one is developed by Arc System Works. The original release date was June 11th, 2021. It came out on, originally I think it just came out on PlayStation, but now it's out on all platforms. I played it on Series X through Games Pass. This one I earned 72% of the achievements, so 715 Gs. I played roughly 7 hours of this game. So this one is a 2D fighting game. The draw of this game is that the characters, they have this like hand-drawn style to them, and they're animated like they're hand-drawn too. They're not animated like a 3D model. So that's the main draw of this game. It's really cool because like when you do your combos and stuff, like big words pop out on the screen, and it's cool. Like when you get like good hits and stuff, it's almost Mortal Kombat like in that sense. Yeah, Guilty Gear Strive. I played this one also on Games Pass. Shrug emoji. Don't know how to quantify beating this one, but I played 7 hours worth of this one. And the next one that I have is Street Fighter 6. This one was released by Capcom. This one came out on all platforms. So it came out on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Released on June 2nd, 2023. I played this one on Series X. I actually bought this one physically. So this was one of the new physical games that I bought. One of the few physical games I bought on Xbox. I put 21 hours into this game, earned 485 Gs. This was probably like the staple fighting game that came out last year. It definitely was better than probably all the other ones that came out, IMO. But this one was also the one that I put the most hours into. Street Fighter 6 is cool because it has a campaign. It has like a legit campaign, and the campaign is like Yakuza styled. You play as a character and you're running around this neighborhood. You're doing side quests and main quests and stuff for people, and it's cool. You meet the main characters of the game, so like Ryu and Chun-Li and all of them. You meet them as like legends, as like these like heroes almost, and you can change the playable character that you make, and you can like choose the fighting styles of the people that you find in the world. So you can choose like Ryu's, or you can choose Ken's fighting style, or you can choose Chun-Li's fighting style. So it's really cool. And you can mix and match the actual attacks that you have and the combos that you can do. So it was really cool. It was really in depth. I did not complete like the story of the game, so you can kind of put this in the did not complete section, but it's also like a shrug emoji because it's a fighting game, you know. But they did actually put a story in this one, and I did not complete the story. But I really liked it. It was fun. The next one I have is Mario Party 2. So this one was released by Hudson Soft back in 1999 on the Nintendo 64. I believe December 17th, 1999. This one I played on the Switch. I played through the backwards compatible, the N64 app. Yeah, this one I also just put a shrug emoji. I don't know how much time I put into this game as well, because the Switch doesn't keep track of that all that well, but I believe I played around 5 to 8 hours. I'm also sure I played all of the boards, but I played this one in preparation to play one of the newer Mario Party games that came out on the Switch. But it's cool because it's on the N64 and it's nice to go back to old games. But it is very old. It does feel a little antiquated when you go back to it, but it's fun. It's a fun one, and it's cool that it's on there. You can compare the old ones to the new ones. And it's nice to go back to old games. The next one I have is Mario Party Superstars. This one was developed by ND Cube. It came out on the Switch in October 29th, 2021. I believe it only has 4 or 5 boards. And it has like this section where you can just play the mini games. So that's why I also just kind of put this as a shrug, because I don't think I've played all of the mini games, but I have played all of the boards, and they definitely should have added more boards to this game. I don't know why they didn't, but I put around 10 hours into this game. It's Mario Party, It's play with your friends. It's cool. It's fun. I got 2 more for the shrug category. I got Splatoon 3. This one is developed by Nintendo EPD. Came out on the Switch in September 9th, 2022. I put around 10 hours into this one as well. This one actually does have a campaign, so you can kind of quantify it, but I also kind of put a shrug because Nintendo is still putting out new content to the game, I believe. But this one, it's cool. It's Nintendo's attempt at a live service game. And it's Nintendo's attempt at like a PvP shooter. But with everything Nintendo does, they put a twist to it. This one is you're playing as like a little inkling. And each weapon spreads your ink in a different way, and it also is like a different type of damage. So you can have one that just shoots the ink kind of like a machine gun, or you can have one that shoots the ink like a sniper, or you can have like a roller that kind of is like that acts as like a shotgun. So that's like the cool thing about Splatoon. So it's like you can really play it different ways, and it is also very team based. So when you hop into matches online, how your team is playing, it is gonna affect the match. You can't just solo this one. But that is Splatoon 3. The last one I have for the shrug emojis, I have Counter-Strike 2. So this one I also could have categorized as a live service, but it came out on September 27th, 2023. I played this on the PC, on my PC of course, through mouse and keyboard on Steam. And I have played 88.2 hours of this game, but I don't think I played all those hours this year. I'm pretty sure I've only played maybe 10 hours of this game this year. This game only has 1 achievement to earn, so there's only 1 achievement to earn. So technically, I've fully completed this game. But yeah, this one is cool because it's the sequel to Counter-Strike Go. It actually completely replaced Counter-Strike Go. So exactly like Overwatch 2 just completely replaced Overwatch 1. Did the same thing, but it carried over all your skins and all the stuff that it had. I love it. It's simple. It's a very simple game. It's team-based PvP. It's a shooter. Valorant is a copy of Counter-Strike, so whoever tells you that Valorant is a very unique game, they're lying to you. Valorant is a copy of Counter-Strike. So if you have played Valorant and you know the mechanics of that game, like the gunplay, then the gameplay translates really well to Counter-Strike. And it's nice that they upgraded the graphics of this game. The game looks it looks modern now. It actually looks modern. And the coolest thing that they added is the smoke effects to this game. The smoke effects in this game are insane. But yeah, that is Counter-Strike 2. This one I put a shrug because how do you quantify beating Counter-Strike 2? You just continue playing it as you see fit. But yeah, I love Counter-Strike. It's very simple. I play this game when I just want to play a shooter on my PC that I don't have to really think about too hard. I'm just in there. And the people on the game are trolls. But yeah, that's Counter-Strike 2. The next category of games that I have are the games that I have completed the story or I finished the game. The first one on the list, and this is the first game that I've actually completed this year, is Bayonetta. This game was developed by Platinum Games. It originally came out in October 29th, 2009. and then they re-released it on the current gen or on the PS4 and the Xbox One in February 17th, 2020, alongside Vanquished. I played this on the Series X. It had auto HDR and all of that. I earned 38% of the achievements, 375 Gs. I played it for roughly 15 hours. Got my red drink right here. Shout out. But this one, Bayonetta represents my... Really, Devil May Cry 5 represents this for me, but Bayonetta represents me jumping into the character action genre. So if you heard me earlier with Final Fantasy 16, that game is also technically a character action game as well. But Bayonetta, it represents my real like my jump into character action games. This one is developed by Platinum, as I said. It's cool. Bayonetta, she's an icon, you know. She's an iconic ass character. She's in fucking Smash Bros. Like it's just a lit ass game. The story is fucking nonsense, you know. I don't remember the story. I remember I didn't really get the like what makes Bayonetta different from other character action games is this idea of you having to like hold on to the button press. Like when you attack, you have to hold on to it. I forgot what that's called. Hold on, let me look it up. Dodge offset. I think that's what it's called. Dodge offset. Yeah, that is what it's called. Okay, so the main mechanic of Bayonetta and what makes it different from other character action games is this idea of dodge offset. So when you attack with Bayonetta, you can hold on to the button press, and then when you dodge, it still remembers what your last button press was, or you can continue the combo after you dodge. So, like, let's just say, for example, like a very simple combo is like XXY or XXXY. You can do XXX and you can hold on to the last X. And then if a character attacks you, you can dodge and then you can press Y and it continues the combo. So that's the main draw of Bayonetta. And that's what makes it different from other character action games. But I didn't understand that dodge offset thing until like I literally like beat the game. So I didn't really get it. I wasn't really good at it until I beat the game. And I feel like now if I go back to it and I play it, I would do way better. Because I remember I was getting like stone awards. So the game is structured as levels. So it's level based. And each level, it gives you like a ranking on how you did in that level. Oh, the sun's coming out. So y'all can see me a little better. But yeah, I didn't understand that dodge offset thing until literally the last like fucking boss of the game. So then I started fucking getting it, and then once I got to Bayonetta 2, I was crushing it. Like I was literally like killing it. I completed Bayonetta on January 11th, 2023. So it was the first game that I finished in the year of our Lord 2023, and I did play it on the Series X. But Bayonetta 2. So this one is developed by Platinum Games as well. It originally launched on the Wii U, I believe, in 2014. But then it came out on the Switch. It was re-released, I believe, sometime in 2017 or 18. But yeah, this one I finished the story. Wait, what? That's completely wrong. I finished the story on January like something. Like it was like completely. Hold on, I think I don't know where my phone is, but yeah, I completed it like right after I finished Bayonetta 1. Like I hopped right back into Bayonetta 2, but the same mechanics apply to this one. They keep the dodge offset going. So if you learn the dodge offset and you jump into Bayonetta 2, it's the same mechanics. But I feel like knowing that, it made the game super easy, and I was like breezing through it. I barely died. Like I didn't die on like any boss and stuff. But yeah, Bayonetta 2, it's a great game. It was really fun, and I put roughly like 8 to 10 hours into that game. Next up on the list is Hi-Fi Rush. This one is developed by Tango Gameworks. Came out on Xbox and PC and Steam. Released January 1st, or Jesus Christ, January 25. It came out on January 25th, 2023. I completed the story on February 9th, 2023. This one came out on Series X. It's also on Games Pass. So this is also a Games Pass title. You can also play this on PC as well through PC Games Pass. The game clock tells me I put 13 hours into the game. I earned 31% of the achievements. That gave me 385 Gs. This one is great. This one I'm probably not gonna do a game of the year video this year, or like a top 10 or anything like that. So I'll probably just say it in here. This is one of the best games that came out last year, 100% hands down. So if you guys are interested in it, I definitely say give it a chance. The thing that makes this stand apart from other character action games is that it's a rhythm-based character action game. So there is music that's playing in this game is revolving around music. There's literally a character that's named 808. It's your fucking cat. Your cat's named is 808. Yeah, this game it revolves around music. You know, music surrounds this game. Each stage has like a different like tempo, a different type of cadence that you have to listen and kind of figure out. And then with that, you have to actually input your inputs at like the correct time to get maximum effect. So it's like if you actually do it on rhythm of the beat, then you get full effect. Like you can do your button inputs regardless on if you're on the beat or not, but if you're on the beat, that increases the rank or whatever that you earn on each stage, the rating. each game has something different. Like they give you a rank, or they give you a rating, or give you like a number, or they just tell you how much percentage that you completed of the stage or whatever. But this one, I believe, gives you a letter grade after each stage. And yeah, this one's great. You know, I want everyone to try to check out this game if they can, because it's on Games Pass. So all you have to do is just click install, and I think it's only like 15 gigs too. So it's a really small like game, but I really loved it. I really loved my time with it. This is gonna be one of those games that I come back to. This is gonna be one of those games that I replay. And this one was crazy because it was a shadow drop. It shadow dropped on Games Pass. They had their little developer direct, and then they dropped it that same day. So it's like once you finish watching the developer direct, but you go to your Xbox, you can install the game and you play it. Sick art style too. Sick art style. Amazing cutscenes. The cutscenes were like animated in such a gorgeous way. This game does not get enough love. The next game I have on the list is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, developed by Respawn. It came out on all platforms. All current gen platforms. It came out on April 28th, 2023. I did complete the story for this game. I finished the story on June 24th, 2023. Played this one on Series X before they patched it and made it run considerably fucking better. So I played it on like a worse version than it is now. And that's the main thing that I have to say is I wish I just waited to play this game, because I was getting frame drops up the ass and it was bad. But the funniest thing was, because I started this game on launch. Like when it first came out, I played the game. And on day one, it was good. Like I had no problems. And then I feel like after that, it just got worse. It was just worse and worse after that. And I did stick through it. Like I remember I was getting to a point where I was getting to the end of the game, and I'm not going to spoil it because a lot goes on at the end, but like you're just fighting on this, like you're just fighting a lot, like close to the end, and it's you're climbing up this fucking mountain, and then you get to this area where just lots going on. And I remember it was just like, yeah, this game is gorgeous, but it's stuttering so fucking bad. VRR is not saving this. Like I just wanted to just get through it so I could just finish it. But it was great though. Like the game was good. It was just hampered by the performance. But I actually did recently re-download it just to see how it was, and it does. The performance mode of the game is literally like a locked 60 FPS now, which is fucking insane. And I just wish I waited. But yeah, this one is a Souls-like. It's a Souls-like, but you're playing as a Jedi. So you are like primarily in lightsaber combat. It's primarily with like you do get moments where a lot of enemies are thrown at you, but it is more like close quarters. It is more intimate. This one's cool. It's a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. The thing that this game does that is innovative compared to Jedi Fallen Order is that I believe in that game it only lets you choose between like a single lightsaber or like the Darth Maul lightsaber, But this one, it lets you choose between five stances. So you can have the great sword stance, which gives you like Kylo Ren's lightsaber. You can have the lightsaber and a pistol. So it's like you can do something that Jedis normally don't do, which is cool. You can have the dual wielded blades, so you can have the lightsabers dual wielded. You can have Darth Maul's lightsaber, or you can have just a regular, just old one-handed lightsaber, like a regular Jedi. So there's I believe 5 stances in the game, and that's what's cool. So you can go back to it, you can replay it at different stances, and it will feel a little different. You can get to know the intricacies of each stance and stuff, and each stance has its own skill tree. So there's somewhat buildcraft in this game. But yeah, this one is good, and I feel like most of the games that I've completed this year were like my favorite games that I've played this year. So all the list going forward, all these games are great. Like all these games I could recommend. But yeah, that is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and the only actually one nitpick that I have that is not performance based is that I feel like this game sets up, it doesn't really have like finality to it. There's no finality. Like where's the fucking finality to these games? Like I want my fucking time with the games to be worth it. You know, I don't want there to be like, oh, and now I have to wait till the next game. You know, I don't like that. Like yeah, like leave us a thread for the next games, but like try to give us like I don't know, it's hard. Anyways, let me take a little sip. Damn, I'm going on fucking an hour. Jesus Christ. The next game I have is MLB The Show 23. This one is developed by Sony San Diego. It came out on Xbox and PlayStation and Switch, I believe, on March 24th, 2023. So this one, I could have put this in the shrug, but this one actually has a story to it. It has the Negro Leagues, so it's like you can play as like the players that were in the Negro Leagues, and it actually gives you backstory to each player that was in it. So it was a really cool, really in depth. It was done with a lot of love, and I don't think it was ever like I don't think something like this was done in another MLB game before, and that was cool. It was nice playing through like the moments of each Negro League player, and I really appreciated it. This one I played on Series X through Games Pass. I played, this one was the one that I probably played, I played this one a lot this year. Played 87 hours, earned 59% of the achievements, which got me 590 Gs. And yeah, this is simulation baseball. I started to get into MLB The Show when they dropped it on Games Pass in 2021. So since then, I've played every single year. Shout out to my boy Quentin. He still plays, still grinding it out to this day. He's still grinding it out to this day. But yeah, it has a lot of different modes. It's one of the sports games that's done with like actual love, in my opinion. All the other sports games, like those games are really just made for money. You know, they're really just made to get money. But I feel like this one is actually made with love. The people that make this game actually love that shit. You know, they love it, and you could tell because you can literally make a player and grind out in regular season games. You know, start off in the single A's and go into double A's and triple A's and the major leagues. And then you can go into the online Diamond Dynasty mode and use that same player that you made. So I literally made myself, Subeg Doliwal, into Shohei Ohtani. And I literally use him online. And it's like insane. It's just crazy. It's cool. I love MLB The Show, man. I feel like people should check it out more. And, you know, now it's on Xbox. It's on Switch now, too. All they need to do is now port it on PC. And it'll be like set. It's MLB The Show. The next game I have is Diablo 4. So this one is developed by Blizzard Team 3. Came out on all platforms on June 5th, 2023. So that's PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. I finished this story on August 25th, 2023. I was mainlining it with my boy Quentin. And it's cool because once you complete the story, well, it's annoying because you complete the story and you can't really use that character in the next season because this game is technically live service. But the campaign, it was considerable. It was like a considerably like dense campaign. It has a lot of quests to it, a lot of side quests. I played this one on the Series X, roughly 30 hours, 455 Gs, 46% of the achievements. Yeah, this is top-down isometric action RPG. Very, very heavy on the build crafting. So you pick a character and each character does very specific things. So for example, like I completed this game as the barbarian, and the barbarian is really just like a tank brute, and he's just brunt damage. He just takes upfront damage and stuff, and like that's all he is. He's really a tank. And then there's a sorcerer where you can deal damage with the elements. So that's cool. I really like the game, and this is one that I'm actually still currently playing, but I just technically put this in the finished story section because I did complete the story. There is so much more to do after you complete the story, and of course they update the game seasonally, so each season they add new stuff. Yeah, that's Diablo 4. I really liked it. The next game I have is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. This one was, I believe they outsourced this game, but this one is published by Square Enix. Originally, it came out on the PSP as Crisis Core in September 13th, 2007, but this re-release came out on everything on December 13th, 2022. I completed the story on March 3rd, 2023 on the Series X. Put a roughly 23 hours into the game, earned me 350 Gs, which was 35% of the achievements. And this one was cool because I wanted to play this game in preparation for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because they're gonna add Zack and all of that, because Zack wasn't really in the original game. But that's why I played this game, because it kind of they are gonna like tie this game into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like, it is gonna matter. And they actually added a lot of gameplay elements from Remake into this like remaster / remake of Crisis Core. So it somewhat plays like the remake. It doesn't play like it like one-to-one, but it's very similar. It doesn't look as good as the remake, but it does run at 60 FPS. And yeah, it was cool. It was nice to play through Zack's story. It is a tragic one. It is sad, but yeah. So this game might have you, in tears by the end of it. But it was a good one. I appreciated playing it, and it got me ready for Rebirth. The next one on the list is Max Payne 3. This is developed by Rockstar. The first and second Max Payne games are developed by Remedy, but this one's developed by Rockstar. Came out on 360, the PS3, the PC. It came out originally in 2012, and I think they put it on PC the next year. I completed the story in August 9th, 2023. I did play this one on the PC. Fun fact, this one is pretty well optimized on the PC, so whatever your rig can handle, you can throw at it. I played this at 4K, 120. It looked great. It played great. It played literally like a modern game. I earned 12 out of 67 achievements. I put 9.3 hours into this game. I think that this is Rockstar's best shooting mechanics. Like, out of all the games that Rockstar has made that have shooting in it, I feel like this game has the best shooting mechanics, and it has the smoothest shooting mechanics. And the draw of this game is the slowdown. So you can kind of cheese the slowdown. I believe it was right bumper, because I was playing on the controller, but I believe it was right bumper. But if you just press like right bumper or whatever, he like jumps, and every time he like leaps, he does like the slowdown, and the slowdown lasts like pretty much until you fall. And it was fun. It was a fun game. I really appreciate it. I didn't really give a fuck about the story because I didn't play the first or second ones. What I've heard from it, though, like from people that actually do care about Max Payne, that Rockstar like pretty much just dumps on the story that Remedy was like developing. Like, they pretty much just shit on it with the story of the game. But yeah, it was a fun game. I appreciate going back to it. All right, this very short list of games is going to be the games that I've platinumed. First one up is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. This one is developed by Gearbox, originally released on March 25th, 2022. I did platinum this game on this October 3rd, 2023. Did it on the PS5. This was, I believe, my first platinum of the year. It came at pretty much at the end. I did get 89% of the trophies because there is DLC. Platinum the game in roughly 35 to 40 hours. This one is Borderlands with a Dungeons and Dragons twist. That's really all it is. You have like magic powers. You can kind of create like you have different classes and stuff. It is very Diablo like in that sense, where it is build crafting. Like your build doesn't really matter all that much, you know. It's really loot based still at the end of the day. But you pick one character class, and then I believe halfway through the game they allow you to have two of them. So I believe I was the Spore Warden and then the Sorcerer or something like that. But yeah, it was a fun one. The side quests were actually funny. I feel like the story was like actually funny, unlike fucking Borderlands 3, which was very like unfunny. But yeah, I like this one enough to really platinum in. This was my first platinum. This was my first platinum of the year, and this was my first platinum of any Borderlands type of game too. So it's a looter shooter. It's a looter shooter. So it's a fun one. I appreciated playing this one. Shout out to Mayor. He helped me get the platinum because I couldn't do like the last trophy that I needed for this game, which was like the boss. So the boss was literally kicking my ass. But yeah, good game. I appreciate playing this. I think I got it for like fucking like $14. So did not waste my time with this one or my money. Next one up is Spider-Man 2. This one is developed by Insomniac. This came out in October 20th, 2023. I did platinum this one as well. Platinumed it on November 8th, 2023. Came out on the PS5 only. 100% of the game. No DLC yet, but they probably will add some. I think the game clock was 35 hours. So I put like 35 hours into the game. It would have been way less if I just mainlined the game and just focused on the side quest, but I was spending a lot of time just flying around and gliding and like getting good at the traversal. And that's the main thing that they changed in this one compared to Spider-Man 1 is they added a web glider. So you can now glide on top of web swinging. So it makes it so you're really zipping through the world really fast. And they also added a whole nother section. You can actually fly, glide, or swing across the water this time. You couldn't do that in the last game. So that's cool. It focuses on Miles and Spider-Man. The story's cool. I feel like the last half of the game is really rushed. You just fight boss after boss. I have one really major nitpick or gripe with MJ in this game because her character all of a sudden like feels some type of way about Peter Parker, like, which is really weird. Like I understand like it's kind of to drive the plot, but I kind of disengaged at that point when that shit happened. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm just here for the ride. It does have one really, really cool moment later on in the game. Won't spoil it. And then, of course, the beginning is probably the best set piece in the game, I will say. The beginning is not the best part, but the beginning has the best set pieces in the game. It's cool. I'm pretty sure most of the people that are watching this have either heard of this game or have played it. But yeah, platinum that one. And then the last one that I platinumed / completed the DLC was Ghost of Tsushima. This one I have a whole episode dedicated to this game, so if y'all want to, just go watch that. I'll just say I got 83% of the trophies in this game. I put roughly like 100 hours into this. I've played this game so much. I played it across the PS4, PS5. Originally came out in July 17th, 2020. And I completed the DLC and fully completed it in December 20th, 2023. So that was the last full thing that I completed. All right, so now we are on the list of games that I am currently playing. So we got Remnant 2. This is developed by Gunfire Games. It came out on all current gen platforms in July 25th, 2023, 3 days before my birthday. I'm currently playing this one on Series X and PC. I have 12% of the achievements, around 150 Gs, and my game clock is like 18 hours and some odd minutes. This game has been on my mind a lot lately. Actually, I've been trying to convince my friends to play it. Shout out to my boy Alejandro. He actually is one of the ones that is trying it out. He's liking it, which is cool. But this game is cool because I know people like roll their eyes when they hear this, but the worlds are like procedurally generated. So it's kind of like, or like the layout and like how you go about it is procedurally generated, but all like the worlds that you traverse, they're similar. Like they're gonna look the same. Like each of course has their own settings. Like each it kind of has like a different biome. It's sort of like not Control, what was that one game that Housemarque made? Returnal. It's somewhat Returnal like, I feel. It kind of has like that energy going for it. But this one, the best way to describe it is it's like a third person shooter, Souls-like. So it's like a Souls-like but a third person shooter. But the coolest thing are the bosses. I don't want to spoil none of the bosses. Follow me on Instagram. Y'all seen one of the bosses? I know it's probably like weird, like what the fuck am I watching? But that's exactly how I felt when I got to it. I was just like, what the fuck am I playing? Like this shit's cool. Like I never faced a boss like that, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but I also shout out to the Game Maker's Notebook, I believe, but they run this podcast, and it's pretty much people that are in the game industry, and they interview each other and stuff, and it's cool. But they have a host on there. One of the hosts, they interview the developers or the director of Remnant 2, and they were talking about their lineage going from Darksiders and Darksiders 2 to 3 to Remnant 1 and 2 and so on, and you kind of see you kind of hear it from their perspective on like all the stuff that they've learned, and when you play it, you kind of see that like yeah, it is a shooter, but it's very like the enemies that you fight are unique, and the bosses that you fight are unique. Like I can never say that I fought a boss like that in a game before. And this one is fully co-op too, so all you have to do is complete the introduction sequence, and then you have to just pick your class, pick your guns and all that, and then you talk to someone, and then boom, you're in the world, and then your friends can invite you. So that's cool. I'm playing it on Series X and PC. It's really good. On PC, definitely DLSS is a must. But Series X, it runs well. It runs great, actually. I think it looks good. This is the second game that's on Unreal. So this is game number 2 that is on Unreal Engine 5. But yeah, check it out. And if any of y'all are listening and want to play this shit with me, fucking hit me up. But yeah, that's Remnant 2. Next one is MW3. Let's try to get through these like fucking fast. MW3 Sledgehammer, all platforms, November 10th, 2023. Currently playing Series X. I have not touched the campaign. It's typical COD multiplayer, and I actually think it's really fun. DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition. So this was the last game that I played before the new year. So this was the last game that I played in 2023, and this one came out on all platforms in January 15th, 2013. It came out on the PS3 and the 360, and I believe it's on Steam. But then they re-released it on the next console, so PS4, Xbox One, and then I think then they released it on Steam. This one is developed by Ninja Theory. I am playing it on the Series X. It has auto HDR and stuff like that. Currently playing this game, of course. It does not tell me my hours, but I do know I'm on the 3rd stage. I have 6% of the achievements, and that gives me 60 Gs. I believe in the game I'm still just earning all the weapons, or I did just earn all the weapons. And this one is cool because it's made by Ninja Theory, and this is going to be my foray into their games, because after this I'm going to complete Hellblade, hopefully, and then when Hellblade 2 comes out, I'm going to play that game. But yeah, this is a character action game. Capcom was trying to change the direction of Devil May Cry, kind of make it a little bit more Western, I could say. And they asked Ninja Theory to do it. This game was shitted on back then. I remember how much hate this game was getting. but I'm playing it and I'm having fun. Like it's a fun game. I don't know. If like I don't know what's really wrong with it. like I could like critique it. I guess like the story is really corny. The cutscenes are like, if the cutscenes feel really like, they feel like they're taken by hand. Like I don't know how to explain it, like the film term, but it feels like it's like hand recorded, like the cutscenes and how they speak and stuff. It's just really corny, but it's a fun game. I appreciate playing it. And the next one is Mario Bros. Wonder. So this is the one that I'm playing on the Switch. This is developed by Nintendo EPD. Came out on the same day that Spider-Man 2 came out, October 20th, 2023. I roughly have around 5 hours in this game. I believe I'm on the third world. And yeah, this one I just play whenever I pick up the Switch, whenever I have time. This is like the single player game that I'm playing on there. I'm just gradually getting through it. This is actually the game that I paused Kirby for. So there's that. The next game I have written here, fucking Baldur's Gate 3. I need to change that real quick. Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, so the next game I have is Baldur's Gate 3. This one is developed by Larian. It initially released on PC on Steam, and I believe it was in early access for like 2 or 3 years too. But initial release date was August 3rd, 2023, and then I believe the next month it came out on PlayStation, and then it came out on Xbox in December. I am currently playing this one. I am choosing to play this one on my PC. I am playing with a controller though. I have around 9.3 hours into the game. I only earned 1 out of the 54 achievements. And yeah, playing this game, I completely understand why it won Game of the Year. It's really in depth. It has a lot of choice and consequence. So it's super in depth. It carries a tradition of like BioWare and like old BioWare games, like Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 1. I haven't played a lot of the Dragon Age games. I only played Inquisition, but from what I heard, it carries like Dragon Age Origins. It carries that forward. And yeah, I'm playing it. It's great. Like the graphics are good. I can't complain. The cutscenes are good. You can choose what your character says. It feels really good when you land a dice roll. So like when there's choices. I don't know too much about this game. I'm still figuring it out for myself, but there are certain choices, and in those choices, if you do click like dialogue options, if you do click them, then you have to roll a dice roll for it if it's like a successful or a failed dialogue like choice. And like when you successfully get a dice roll like correct or whatever, it feels really good. So like yeah, and I'm still learning the combat. I'm not good at these strategy games. This is like a strategy game. It's like turn-based, so you take turns with your characters. You move your characters around the board. You select the attacks that they do, and then they do them, and then it's the next character's turn and stuff like that. So it's kind of like that. It's an interesting game. Currently playing. Appreciate it. It's new. It's new for me. The only other game that I've played like that was Wasteland 3. And I played that game back in like 2021 with my boy Quentin. And it's like the 4th or 5th time he's been popped up. But I played that game with him, and that game is also co-op. And this game is also co-op too. If y'all trying to play some Baldur's Gate with me, let me know. Next game I have is Alan Wake Remastered. This one is developed by Remedy. And it came out on all platforms on October 4th, 2021. It originally just was an Xbox 360 exclusive. And it came out, I don't know, it came out, I think it came out in 2010. But I am currently playing this one as well, choosing to play this one on Steam. Sadly, through the Epic Game Store, because they're doing this deal where if you buy Alan Wake 2 on there, then they just give you Alan Wake 1 for free. So, but I think I have Alan Wake 1 on PS5 through PS Plus, but I mean, shit, I wanted to play Alan Wake 2, and I got it for like 20 something bucks. So I got Alan Wake 2 and 1 for like $20, so I can't complain. Yeah, the game, it's a horror game. I was trying to stream this game the other night, but it fucking wasn't working for me. But yeah, it's I'm only like around an hour in. I don't know how to check my game time on the Epic Game Store, but I have 3 achievements out of 67. Yeah, it's cool. I hope to stick with it. I'm bad at horror games. I'm bad at sticking with horror games, but I hope that I can actually complete one so I can get myself going with playing more horror games. And those were all the games that I am currently playing. So now I have the group of games that I played, but I did not really put that much time into. So like an hour or less, except for 1 or 2. So the first one is Roller Drome. This one's developed by Roll7. Initially released on PlayStation and PC on August 16th, 2022. But I'm playing it through Series X on Games Pass. And that one came out in November of 2023, I believe. And this one's cool because it's like Max Payne, but like cartoony art style, and you're on rollerblades. So it's pretty sick. It's a pretty sick game, but I did not play that much of it. Next one is Dead Space Remake. So I kind of stopped playing Dead Space Remake because, like I've been saying, I'm really bad with horror games and I get scared, and Dead Space is probably like the scariest horror game. So, but this one I was playing on the Series X because they put it on Games Pass. Came out on January 27th, 2023. Developed by EA Motive. Yeah. The next one is Monster Hunter Rise. This one is developed by Capcom. It is all on all platforms now, but its initial release date was March 26, 2021. Initially released on the Switch, but I played it on Series X through Games Pass. This one I still have installed, but not enough time. I still trying to get into it. I'm trying to convince some people to play with me. The next one is Starfield. So this one is one that I have put like a considerable amount of time into, but it's not enough. Like this is one that I'm thinking about definitely getting to this year for sure, like diving into it. But the one thing that I have to say about this game is the dialogue that's surrounding this game. Just everything that people are talking about this game is fucking toxic as fuck, man. Like, no way this game is as bad as some people are claiming it to be, and no way it's as great or as fucking fantastic as some people are claiming it to be. And this was, out of all the things that I've gotten right, and this is one of the things I've gotten wrong. And I fucking predicted in my episode that this is gonna win Game of the Year. Fucking, I'd score like a 95 or whatever. I think I said it was gonna have a 94 on Metacritic, and then it ended up with an 84. So that's just hella funny. The reason why I thought it was gonna win Game of the Year was because Microsoft gave it to people so early. So I was just like, that's a vote of confidence, you know. That's a sign that they're really confident in the game. But it kind of is not getting treated fairly by people, because as a game, it's doing a lot of things that not a lot of games are trying to do. Like, not a lot of games are trying to do this, like, game where you're exploring the fucking universe and you're exploring like stars and actual like planets and stuff like that. So it is very innovative, and it's doing new shit, you know. It's not a lot of games are doing what Starfield's doing, and I feel like just for that it should just be applauded. But you know, people like to love to nitpick, and people love to not just take things as they are. They love to see things as what they wish they were. But you know, Starfield, man, I'm gonna get to this game because it's still downloaded on my PC, so I'm getting to it. And they recently released a patch for it that made it run at with DLSS and all that, so it runs way better now on NVIDIA GPUs. All right, so this next group of games, and the final group of games I have, are all the live service games that I've played. So these are also ones that you can. I could have put these in the shrug emojis, you know, these in the same category, but I consider these like just live service. I'll just quickly list them: Fortnite, Mario Kart 8, Modern Warfare 3, Overwatch 2, Rainbow Six Siege, and Halo Infinite. And yeah, these are all live service games. These are all games that I've probably talked about before. If not, and then you guys probably know them. So they're pretty popular, and that is all. That is That is all for this episode. I just talked about 56 games, kind of went into depth with some of them, kind of gave you all mechanics for some of them, gave you all the developers for them, release dates and all that. You know, if there's one thing that I could take away, or if you guys can take away from this, is that, you know, I'm trying to be diverse. I know I say I'm the avatar, master of all elements, but like, I am trying to, you know, dot all my I's, cross all my T's. I'm trying to be fucking everywhere. I love a lot of things, and I would like to complete more games, but you know, you still at the same time shouldn't be tied down to something. And if it's not holding your attention, or if it's not really grabbing you, then you shouldn't really force yourself to continue on to it or continue with it. Just go as the wind takes you, go as the wind guides you. Play with your heart. Don't think about it too much. Try not to take your joy away, because gaming with the boys, gaming in general, is fun as fuck. Yeah, this year represents the first year that I'm doing this Subeg stuff. Started in July, a few days before my birthday, and it's my Kobe year, and it is 2024 now. So, you know, I keep on telling myself this, but I'm gonna stick to it. All you have to do is just wake up and be great. If you wake up and be great, then, you know, good things will happen. And I hope I can just continue just loving what I love. And I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. This was a fucking long one. This is probably the longest one I've had alone. I had a lot of shit to talk about, I guess. I appreciate you guys for fucking listening and for supporting and all that. And I hope everyone the best. Peace.